champion boxing in sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Floyd Mayweather, he, Money May, whatever, pretty boy, he gets ripped. Whether he's at a press conference for one of his fighters or he's not at a press conference for one of his fighters, Floyd Mayweather stays in a lose-lose situation when it comes to the fans, when it comes to the media. The man didn't show up to Gervonta Tank Davis press conference for the fight between him and Rolly. Everybody's saying, oh, Floyd's selfish. He's over there promoting his own fight in Dubai. He doesn't care about Tank. That's because he really wants Rolly to win the fight. Floyd Mayweather is showing bias. He's already made a decision to just let Tank go. He's made his money off of Tank, setting up Rolly to be the next face of boxing because they feel Rolly is more handsome, Rolly has good hair, Rolly has a better personality, Rolly's more marketable. So that being said, I feel Floyd is trying to create the right platform to get Rolly the signature win, boost his profile, market him not only in boxing, outside of boxing, making Rolly filthy rich, because if Rolly get rich, we all get rich, and making Floyd even more wealth than he already has. And to that I say, hold your horses. Stop it. Okay? Because Floyd not being there has nothing to do with Floyd wanting Rolly to win, or because he feels Rolly's more marketable because he thinks Rolly's more attractive. Like, yeah, you gotta stop with this foolishness, man. Floyd has a fight. He's out there preparing for another exhibition bout. That's what he does. He has a CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellaby. That's what he's supposed to do. You delegate, right? You gotta be able to delegate. Delegate the authority to go out there and make the management decisions. But you can't delegate the responsibility. The responsibility is still for Floyd to make sure that Tank is straight, and also for Rolly. But that's why you had a CEO. That's why Leonard Ellaby showed up. Floyd has other commitments. He can't be everywhere. That's how it works when you're running a business. Even if you're not running a business, you just think about in your house. Mom and dad have a few kids. Mom or dad, mom can't be at everything. Dad can't be at everything. So whoever's tied up, the other one, you communicate. That person go to support the child and support the children. You work it out. It's a complementary relationship. And that's what happened here. That's all it is to it. Now, I will say this, and I'm not a cheerleader of Floyd. I don't hate Floyd either. I think Floyd's an amazing boxer. And I keep it strictly boxing. I don't really have an opinion on him. I do think the man loves his children, I'll tell you that. But anything else, I don't care about it. I'll report on some stuff, talk about it, but I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. I'll tell you this about Floyd, right? Him not being at the press conference, now he's a piece of crap for not being there. But when he's there, we say that he makes it all about himself. He always talks about himself. He wants all the attention. Deontay Wilder a few years ago, because, Floyd's smart. He knows how to keep his name bubbling out there in the media and social networks. Deontay Wilder even said that Floyd wants all the attention on himself. He didn't want to see somebody else go out and be great and be a champion and make a lot of money. That was Wilder's opinion a couple years ago. But if Floyd showed up at the conference and he started talking, because whenever Floyd talks, that's the way he speaks. He doesn't know anything else but boxing. Floyd can't sit there and talk about what Gervonta Davis and the decisions he's making right now in his career and what he needs to do in the direction he's going. He can't associate that with anything else. Because we're talking about a young Tank, all the potential in the world, making him a pay-per-view star. Floyd's not going to sit there and compare him to Oscar De La Hoya. Why the hell would he talk about Oscar De La Hoya? Floyd's not going to sit there and talk about Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't think Floyd knows about what Bob Arum did for Sugar Ray. Floyd's not going to sit there and talk about Canelo. He talks about Canelo, he's talking about how he whipped his ass. That's what Floyd's going to talk about. But when he's talking about Tank and what they're trying to do with Tank, he can't help but pull from his own experiences, and that's with himself, because Floyd's the one that cracked the code on everything. So we got to cut him some slack. Now, is he long-winded? I'll give you that. Floyd, I know when to kind of reel it in there, champ. He be going on and on. You got to set the drag on his ass, because Floyd just, like when you catch a mahi-mahi out there in the ocean, then it takes off more. Floyd will pop your line. When his ass gets going, like drag won't work, the whole fishing pole reel in there, that shit just explodes, you know what I mean? Because this man will go off on a tangent. But if he could kind of scale back on all the talking, I think, people cut him some slack. But understand, he doesn't have anything else to pull from. And I think it's only fair that he talks about himself and what he did and his struggles. And because Tank's he's almost walking in the same footsteps. Floyd is laying a blueprint very similar to his, and he's trying to set up Gervonta Davis to take things to the next level. Now, there's some frustration because, and I get it, maybe Gervonta Davis wants all the attention. But we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I do know that the two of them together seem like they make a really good team. It looks like Floyd understands him. It looks like Floyd really does care about him. So I'm not sure what has Tank so disgruntled. But I'll tell you what, when you have people around you that the negative ones, man, those guys are toxic. You got to get them away from you because they'll ruin a good thing. And the grass always looks greener on the other side. I'm not saying it isn't greener, but you got to maintain it. You got to put some love into it. You got to work hard to keep that grass green. And sometimes you get over there and realize that you're the only one working hard to keep it green for the yard maintenance. And everyone else is sitting on their ass and they can care less about watering that or fertilizing it or whatever, and they just let it die off. And then you're catching the ass, and then you want to come back to the other side of the road where it was a collective effort to keep that grass looking nice and healthy. So I just think, best of luck to those guys in their situation. But I think Floyd Mayweather, I think we need to cut him some slack because, damn. If he's at a press conference, he starts talking, everybody just shreds him. He's not at the press conference finally. He's not talking. Everyone should be happy now they're all finding another reason to shred him. He wasn't there. And it's not like he wasn't there so he could go golfing, which I think is fine too because you got to be able to release some stress. But he's out there. He has a business. Exhibitions are his thing. Same day, the conflict, all that. There has to be some way where there's a benefit to Tank Davis. I just can't see Floyd. That's the only thing where, and I said this in another video, where I could see a point of contention. Why am I banging with you for pay-per-view sales on the same day? Like that doesn't add up to me. Like that just doesn't seem right. So I don't know if that's my understanding, but maybe something's off there. But that's where I just, why in the hell would you have your fight on the same day? Why would you have your press conference on the same day? Like, they can deconflict all that stuff, man. I just don't. That would have me a little frustrated. But again, Floyd Mayweather he's always going to be in a lose-lose. I think he does talk a little too much. Sometimes you just gotta in his position. When you get up there to that level, man, you gotta learn to listen a whole lot and talk very little. As a promoter, when you get up there, it's time to speak. Say what you have to say, but keep it very succinct, but specific. But don't sit there and just get super long-winded and go on and on about things and saying things 2, 3, 4, 5 times the exact same thing. He has a bad habit of doing that. But I think if he has the right people to advise him, I think he can, sort that out. But also, Tank Davis and any of those other guys, you gotta have the right people around you, man. It's so easy for us to be negative and tear people down and say horrible things about them. And it's extremely difficult to say something positive about someone when you have 25 people around you shredding them. And that's what comes. That's what part of being a leader is all about. It's going against the grain, no matter how many people are saying otherwise. You hold your ground. It's what you believe in, and you speak from your heart. But if you sit there and allow yourself to be influenced by these negative people, you may miss out on some great opportunities. And I hate to see it happen to Tank because the bidding war is starting for him. I'll tell you that. People want him, but who can really manage him? And I think they can get him some fights, but where are the big fights? And Eddie Hearn and Arum, they don't want to work together. Arum despises Eddie Hearn, but I think Floyd's going to have to work on building relationships with Arum, with Hearn, and I think that's what they need because Davis needs to fight. The other big names from 135 to 140. He needs to get those fights, and if not, he's gonna be a guy who gonna be known for the fights he didn't make. But that's my opinion on it, man. Cut Floyd some slack. The man's just doing his job. He's got Leonard Ellaby to sit there and fill in when he's not available. Complimentary relationship. He's a businessman. If he's there talking, he gets flack. If he's not there, he's still getting flack. People, make up your mind. Why can't we just accept this man for who he is and what he's done and what he's continuing to do? He's trying to be positive. Doesn't matter if you like his personality or his outfits or whatever it is. He seems to be trying to be positive, and he's a pretty good role model, man. He's not out there getting drunk and doing drugs and craziness. He's had some, ups and downs, but it's nothing extreme. And, if you look at how the dust is settled, I'm not going to get into all that, but, he probably wasn't in the wrong for some of the things that he got punished for. So that's my 2 cents. Anyway, more to come on this. Looking forward to the fight. You'll cut Floyd some slack, you know what I mean? And Floyd learned to kind of, be quiet sometimes. Shout out to all the veterans. You guys take care. Thanks for the support. And as always, I'm in the breeze.